The match is in 5 minutes, right? So what's this guy's Discord name? Because I want to tag him for the match.
Welcome everybody to the official TemTeam Cup Edition May. And today we're gonna be having a match between the Tsubaki-chan versus Wiki Kernel in the D group. And if I'm looking right now quickly here in the group here, I can see that Tsubaki have been played really well. He have been picking up a couple of wins here, a few ties here, while Wiki Kernel here having some issues here. But we're still gonna be having a really exciting match here today. So we're just waiting for the both competitors are getting ready, and we will get into this fine action here. And I'm just gonna look up, see who is gonna be inviting. It seems like it's Tsubaki-chan that's gonna be inviting Kernel here. So we will see what they're gonna bring out this specific. And words are struggling already, and it's actually Tuesday evening for me, late evening. So I'm hoping that every one of you are having a fantastic Tuesday for everyone. Let's get into some good fine action here. As it seems like one of the competitors seems to have been forgetting his team a little bit. So, but don't you worry, it's under control. We're just getting a little bit sorted out, and we will get right into the match as soon as that has been handled out. So we're probably just gonna give them a couple of minutes here, and as soon as I see the inspector is ready, I'm gonna just jump in and we're gonna see some fantastic match here. And we all know that Tsubaki-chan is like a really fantastic player. We all know him. And the Wiki Kernel that's coming from the fellow Tamers club here. It is really interesting to see people that's coming from outside of, like, you know, the normal, the norm terms, if we say that. No, norm terms. If we say the more known clubs like Ronan, we have Legacy, like Asylum, Exotic French, and all of those interesting clubs. But Wiki Kernel is definitely going to be an interesting player to watching here tonight, and of course we having the almighty Tsubaki, two very fine people. Like I said all the time, I'm just gonna say it, keep going with that. And it seems like both of them are ready. We're just gonna be just waiting now for the invites. Gonna be sending away, and we are getting into some good TemTeam action. We'd like to both of these fine competitors, and may the best tamer win. I'm getting some information here that it seems like there are few issues, but it seems to have been sorted out. Hopefully, we're getting into the match in any minute now. And they are in. Let's take a look in here. Okay, so first of all, I forgot this actually played on his alt account, so that's gonna be my mistake here. But anyway, we're into the match now. Let's get some actions going on here. And obviously on the Wiki Kernel side, we have some sort of a semi-aggressive team here. It looks pretty mid-range here, and on Tsubaki, I mean, we have the Saga there. It looks some sort of a really support stall with a little bit aggression team in this, so sort of a mix here. As we can see that both Nagais have been banned on the Tsubaki side, and Kernel's Fire Coach have been banned here, and Tsubaki picking immediately off here with the Kino here. And if you never know what you want to like start up here, like Kino is always like a fine choice here. Like you can really helping out like his Sako, his Joler, his Valash here. But we do see that Wiki Kernel deciding also to picking up a Kino with Valash here, already buffing up the Valash here. So with this, I'm kind of expecting this is gonna be probably a special attacker Valash here. Probably if Valash is getting an opportunity, probably it's gonna be Madness buffing here. If it's now, it's gonna be a attempt that Valash doesn't really care about. Getting that early Madness buff here, getting that +3 special defense, it's gonna be so fantastic here. When we're looking over Tsubaki's team here, slightly more than half of the 10 is actually special attacker here. So if this is gonna be the fantastic Madness buff, if it's really happening, and let's see if Wiki Kernel can actually play this Valash really well here. Well, Tsubaki is still wondering a little bit about, should I pick the almighty Sako here? While his reserve time is slowly ticking down here. I mean, for me, I like it's not a bad idea to picking up Saki here, but he decided to pick up Wolfie here, starting off with getting a little bit of this bulky Wolfie. And Wolfie in general, like when you're having, of course, it's all depending on the spread, but a double screen Wolfie, you have put in some couple of like HP investment, and you're having some defense investments. Wolfie already having some high special defense, so it doesn't really need it. While with the low amount of defense is need to be increased, so to making sure that Wolfie can really take in a couple of hits here. So this is like a pretty fine actual opening for Tsubaki side here. We do see that goals have been banned on the Wiki side, and we do also see that Yoder have been banned on Tsubaki side here. I think in Wiki Kernel still having nightmares of that Yowler. I believe it was last week or 2 weeks ago. I do not remember exactly, but I do remember that Yowler gave him so much issues that he decided now to just ban it here immediately. So Tsubaki decided to pick up the Doro here, while Wiki Kernel here decided to picking up Mushuk and the Yowler here. Going really defense here, I must say, like getting all of this bulk and believing more into getting the right moments and striking really hard. Though this Mushuk could be a tireless, we will see. I am a little bit unsure, but how it looks like right now, in my eyes, I believe this is more of a parrier. Tsubaki picked up Schween and Saka here. Schween is always like it's a really good support team here. Flood barrier all over the places. Just getting all of that fine buff here and so. And Wiki Kernel decided picking up the last tab, which is the Mimit here. And let's get into the first of the 2 matches today between Wiki Kernel and Tsubaki-chan. Let's dive into this match here. Let's get some action going on here. Timmy Tammity Tammity. We all love it. So we see that early on, the classic Kino buffs here, both on the Lash and the Wolfie here. So now is a question here, like, if this is a special attack, the Lash, I'm finding it really this could be really interesting. This is either a free madness buff here, because what Wolfie only can do here is Plague, and hopefully getting the Vortex out here. We do see Tsubaki swapping out the Kino here and getting a Sako in here. But I was going to say, if now the Valash is deciding to stay here, which is doing, it can be trapped and a DB can land, and it's going to be a horrible time here. We do see the madness buff coming in here. And it's going to be a Plague here as well. And that Plague didn't do too much damage. I think I saw like around like 13 to like 17% damage from that Plague. And this is not a handcuffed Wolfie. So this can be this is gonna be really bulky Wolfie, as we can see on the double screen there, apply there. So they're pretty fast there with deciding here. But I'm not even done talking here. They are already deciding what they're gonna do here. Keena's coming out here, buffing up the Sako here. Seems fair enough. Probably we're going to see a C-Spike landing on that slot there. As we see C-Spike here, let's see how much damage it's doing. About 40%. Even though with one special, one plus special, it still did a lot of damage here. And we see the classic Sako style here. The Lifeful Zap taking back to 10% of the HP here. So here, I really feel like Wiki Kernel wanted to really hypnotizing the Wolfie on that slot there, but when Tsubaki side swapped in the Kino there, it really denied the opportunity for gaining control over the game here. Wiki decided to go full fury of that. Kinos were sitting there and go ham with this Crystal Spike here, but it did nothing on that Wolfie. It took down barely 31% here. Another Life of Sub take care is happening. And Toxic Spore is landing directly now on the Valash here. And Valash need to leave the building right now. There is no free kill here on the board right now. Wolfie with 1+1, Sako with 1+1. Life of Sub still ticking here. And if we see Wiki Kernel's Kino's actually leaving here and letting actually the Mimit come in here. We see a Wolfie on this field here. It's a double swapper from the Carol side, and Jowl is coming in here. He's probably expecting it's gonna be a double attack here. We see the Tornado landing directly on Jowler here. Still doing almost about 40% there. Specialist with a hand fan, that is still a lot of damage. And we see another Lifeful Zap. This is the true stall of Tsubaki. We all know how much Tsubaki is so interesting into this stall team here. Wiki Kernel need to find a way to be aggressive and getting rid of the problem with the stall. Get rid of the Kino before it's too late. But there's no Valash out there on the field right now. Letting Kino come in one more time. Buffing up the Sako here, making it even harder to kill. Now, this Mimit deciding to plaguing here. And we see the Shalfer from the Yal. The Yal is trying to getting ready to hit really hard here, but trying to hit hard on the Saga that already have +2 defense is not going to be happening here. And then another Toxic Spore is happening right now on Jowler. Oh my god, this is going to be such a hassle. Wiki is already, like, even though Wiki Kernel having a great starting, getting that madness buff out, making sure it is really bulky with the special defense here. Mostly of the Tsubaki's time here is special attacker, and it doesn't matter when actually Saki just keep throwing out Toxic Spore left and right, just making it impossible for Wiki Kernel to try to make some kind of a comeback here, pun intended. Do see the Beta Burst coming out from Kino here, hitting directly on the Yowler. A Wind Burst as well, and that is enough to finish off the Yowler though. Even standing with less than 5%, the Poison Tick will take care of it. The Oshidashi tried to yeet the Kino out of here, but it doesn't matter. Half resistance, down to 30% is not enough. And Wiki Kernel is already down. One time down here. And how is Wicked going to try to get back into this? So Wicked have really to focus on the left slot right now. That even though Wicked is probably going to see that Kino's hair is going to leave the building once more. I mean, it has its name for a reason. Swappy. It just gonna leave the building like it does. And as we see, it actually does. It just left again. Like, it didn't even pay the note. You're supposed to pay the note as well. They're hypnotized from the Kinos landing directly on the Sako, making it a little bit more possible here to be able to probably getting a 1 or 2 attack off here. Now is the question here. Is this a parrier or if this is Tireless Mashuk? If this is a Tireless Mashuk, he can definitely try to do some aggression on the Sako here, but Wiki Kernel decided, nope, you are not going to stay there. I'm gonna switch you out for the Lash here. Go try to do some damage here on the Adoraborns here. But we see actually Kino coming back in here, kicking Sako out of there, making sure like I'm gonna have to buff my little dragon friend here. The energy manipulation directly on the Flash here, getting it over, getting this exhaustion, and it's a handcuffed Adoro. Oh no! So this could be an issue for Wiki if now, of course, I'm believing it's either gonna be that Kino's leaving, or it's gonna be giving a sacrifice to Adoro, and they're probably trying to do a couple of damage here. We do see actually Kino's leaving here. Do we see Wolf is coming in there? Wolf is definitely coming into this slot right now, making sure that Dustvortex is ready for this Valash. Valash is going hard, going with the C-Spike. Not enough to taking out Sleepy. The Adorable Sleepy. And the Inner Spirit's directly on the Valash, but it is not enough to take out the Valash either. 9.1% versus 14.4%. What is this? This is so close, like killing one team than another. But Wiki needs to getting a kill here, to getting back some HP. And we do see the Adoros leaving, letting Kino coming back in here again. I don't think that Scav is going to be enough for Valaxis to surviving this dust vortex. Seems like the Valaxis also overexerted for this. Just barely overexertion. The wastewater landing on the wolf, but it's not enough. It's so little damage. And the Valaxis is falling down here on the ground. Even though Wiki Kernel got one of the Tem down, it is a upward hills here. Like you have to climb over the Mount Everest to be able to defeating this team. Like Tsubaki had never decided to let Sween out. Just look on all of these defense, all of these buffs. Kino have been out 5 times, buffing Wolfie, Saku, and Adoraboros. They are like a wall now. Even though Sleep is just down to 14.4%. It doesn't matter. Wikis is such in a problem. And I personally don't see how can Wiki turn around this. It's gonna be a complete upward hills here. We see another protector is gonna be landing on Mushuk here. This is actually the first buff here on the Mushuk here. However, you can kill the Adoro. That is not an issue. But if Adoro swaps out, if Saku comes in, what do you do then? Like, there's so much wall behind the wall. Like, Tsubaki already built a wall in front of him, and he have another wall behind that he can just throw out whenever it needs to. And we're having a double Mushuk here on the board. And that energy manipulation put it down to almost 50%, trapping it in. Making sure it's getting ready here. And it's a tireless Mushuk kicking Adoro out of here. Making sure to getting some momentum back here. But that overexertion were kinda huge. Almost dropping 30% HP. That is huge. Even with the +1/+1 here. And now Wiki Kernel can't swap out this tireless Mushuk. Trap or exhausted. Even if Mushuk is able to get off one more turn, that Wolfie, or if now Saku's coming in here on the board again, this Saku is gonna do so much damage into this Mushuk, and then probably going directly on the Mimit. Or if you decide to go on the Mimit immediately, just leaving this broken, stamina-less Mushuk to its own death. There's no way for Wiki Kernel to turn around this. I personally don't see how are you able to climbing out of here. Like, I'm saying again, you have to climb over Mount Everest to be able to take this home. Wiki Kernel is definitely going full in on the Saku with a +2 attack, putting it down to 32.5%, and another wastewater landing on the Saku, and it's enough! You took it out! You took it definitely out! There's a small chance here, I'm gonna say. He may have to climb the Mount Everest one more time. But as it is right now, I can't see it. But it seems like Wiki Kernel's still fighting. That's the spirit. You have to go in. You have to give the absolutely best. Making sure you take everything you can. Throw everything you have right now. That is the only thing you can do right now. So, Tsubaki can just put an immunity on the Wolfie right now. Not taking any wastewater right now. Making sure that it stays healthy here. But we see the Hypnotize landing on the Wolfie. This means that this Wolfie is not a fast Wolfie. I think this was supposed to do probably a DV or something, but we see the Fluid Barrier landing directly on the Wolfie. It's knocking off. It knocked off actually the Lifeful Sap, which is actually good for Wiki Kernel here. But it doesn't matter again. It's such an upward hills. I don't see. I tried to go through my big brain here. How can Wiki go through this. Okay, so Wolfie is sleeping for this turn. Wiki Kernel can fertilizing the Mimitir, but the question is, can Mimit finish off this swing with another uppercut? I do believe it is possible, because this Mimit actually copied his own Mushuk here, so this should be a tireless Mushuk. So yes, that's gonna be definitely be enough to taking up the Schween there. But then we're going back again to the same question. How do you out damage a Wolfie? You do not have anything that can exhaust Wolfie. All you can do is just go in with raw power. That's the only thing you can do. And also, it has into immunity. So even if Mimit decided to attacking a Wolfie here with Waste Water, the Poison Tick won't trigger at all. Due to the immunity. The immunity will block it off here. As it seems right now, like this Wiki Kernel's been the person who's been thinking here, seeing what am I supposed to do here? Is there something I can do here? So from what I can see, Wiki Kernel can definitely taking out this win here. But I'm gonna go back to how do you take out the Wolfie? As soon as that sleep condition is gone, how do you take out that Wolfie? This Machoke is not a barrier with no defense investment. No special defense invested at all, which means it's super fragile to any dust vortex. Even just a regular plague will do more damage than you would expect. So the only thing Wiki Kernel can do here is just hoping that your Mimit will be faster than the Kino and try to sleep and try that way climbing back in here. However, I do not believe that Wolfie will be able to use in Life of Sapphire. But we see the sacrifice from the Schween landing on the Wolfie, removing the immunity and the sleep here. And Wiki Kernel is going everything in here right now. Uppercut, Beta Burst, together they're doing roughly like 27% of that DV almost took out Mimiter. But Wolfie now overexerted here. Wiki Kernel can't really hold anything back. It has to go full forward here. The fertilizing on the Mimiter, that's actually a really good idea here. We see an uppercut coming from... No, we see a P-jab here. The P-jab here. That is actually... That is not a bad idea. Trying to lower the defense even more. It has to. Are we going to see a Hypnos lockdown here? Are we going to be expecting that? So this is a good opportunity for just letting Kino rest for sure. But can Mimit also rest here? That's another question. Are you willing to take in the risk to wake up the Wolf and try to do a little bit more damage? Wiki Kernel is doing that, expecting Tsubaki to resting here. Which Tsubaki is doing? It's gonna be maybe huge. This could be potentially something. However, Wiki cannot sleep this turn. But I believe if he's deciding to fertilize him here, it's going to overexert, which he's doing. Making sure that this Mimic's staying alive. Overexerting this turn, he's fine by that. But do another uppercut on the Wolfie, and it is enough! And I've been sitting here, over and over, and saying, this is not possible! Wiki Kernel, you are a madman! How in the earth did you do that? How did you break the fifth wall? That is amazing! Oh my god, I can't believe my two own eyes! This is amazing! It's not over until it is over. This is amazing. This is why I love TemTeam. Amazing. This is just. This is amazing. So amazing. Wiki Kernel actually taking that 1-0. That is absolutely fantastic. Just wow, amazing. I'm shocked. Like I am so shocked. Like wow, this is amazing. I'm shocked. But Wiki Kernel, you're a mad lad. So glad. I'm so glad I've been able to catching this. Still, the Valash getting that early madness buff here to just try to do as much damage as possible. But being able to figuring out I need another Mushak here on the field because there's only Wolf left that's gonna be an issue for me. And having the Kino in the back line and just handling. Just making sure, get in, heal, hypno. That was the only option. That was the only thing Kino were doing. And it was a complete lockdown. We're talking about a lockdown of hypno and fertilizing. There was no way Tsubaki would be able to pull it off. If Tsubaki decided to actually to do one play actually at one of those points, I believe that one could be making a little bit differently. Especially if you're able to overexerting the Mimit, taking it down, that would have been a whole different story. But being consistent and thinking, I need DV. I need to DV at this point. As right now, we are waiting. We're waiting for right now the Wiki to inviting now Tsubaki. And they are already in. Let's get into the action, guys. But wow, I am Wiki. Will you do like nobody have seen it today? Will you take the Baki down? Will you bring the 6th wall down? You have already brought down 5 walls. Can you break down the 6th wall? This is amazing. Like I'm so stoked. I'm so hyped. I'm glad at least I have a water bottle next to me because this is gonna be so intense. I'm gonna be emptying this bottle before the match is even started. We're just waiting right now for Tsubaki to picking up the team that he were playing the previous round here. So what are we expected to see? What different could be this time? Maybe letting Saka to start off instead of having Wolf out for Tsubaki-chan. Maybe trying to save Jowler because Jowler would be probably a much more of an aggression here. But we do see actually Naga and the Fire Court being banned off there like the previous round here. Nothing big different here. Wiki Kernel is deciding here to picking the first time here. And thinking like yeah, exactly. Like Wiki Kernel's Kino have definitely done job here. This is a fast Kino. Can hypnotize anything on the board here. Tsubaki knows it now. Tsubaki need to find a way to turn around this. Losing already one of the mental to blocking the hypnotize, but still having both Kino and Adoro here. Starting with actually with both wouldn't be such a bad idea because if you're looking on the other side, the only thing that could actually do damage towards a double mental toxic and nature combo is actually Hedger. But I don't know how much Hedger will want to stay in. That's another thing. But of course, like you can still pick Wolfie here, rebuild the Stallness. You can take back Saku, build the Stallness. But Wiki Kernel had always something to counter it. Wiki Kernel can even decide to like, okay, so I'm gonna having the chance to deciding what am I going to pick. Should I be picking Balash again and try to do Madness buff once more? That's another good question here. But as it is right now, Jowler have been picked up. I think Tsubaki needs some early, if you say semi-early aggression here. And we do see the Papa Bear versus Papa Bear! And the little Kino versus little Kino. Like, it's gonna be the bear battle to the death here. They're gonna punch each other. I mean, pull each other. Oh, man. Jesus, mother Christ here. It's gonna be a bear battle to the end here. Which bear's gonna fall first? That's another question here. Okay, so get back into this banning phase here. So, what is Tsubaki really want to ban here? If by looking just all whatever temps is left here. I mean, Mushok have been some kind of an issue here. Even though Tsubaki having actually 2 to 3 temps can actually do fairly good damage to it. But still, Mushok could be probably the problem here. But it's not the Mushok, it's the Mimic. Tsubaki taking off the Mimic here. That actually can be pretty good for himself here. Knowing that, okay, so if you decide to taking in your Mushok again, you can not popping it with your Mimic here, which leaves open for me to taking Wolfie here. We do see Adoro getting banned here, which make it more open for Wiki Kernel. Wiki Kernel can actually use the Hypno wherever it please. Tsubaki only have 1 mental tem now that can block the Hypno. If not, they decide to bring in the Schween. The Schween had actually the Chamomile to blocking up as well. That's the only tem left on the backline that can do something to resist a Hypno block here. We do see actually... Mushok being picked up here. Once more, Mushok did so much work last game, but it wasn't Mushok that were the MVP. It was the Mimic. It was the Kino. Mimic is banned, so there's gonna be no longer action from there. But we do see Wolfie being brought up here once more. Make it a little bit more comfortable to come here on the field, knowing there's no Mimic here. I can walk in onto this field now, even though there is a Jowler, there is a not Mimic, a Mushok there. However, Wiki Kernel can actually take in here. There's a possibility to take it in both like Hedgen and Golds here, try to do as much damage as possible, but it seems like Wiki Kernel is not interested in taking the Golds in right now. It's more looking towards his Valash. That Valash did some fairly good damage early on, but I don't see how will Valash be good here with whatever temps are left there. We do see the Golds here. Will we see the Golds action now? That's a question. Is this a rage one? No, this can't be a rage one. There's no Schween on his side here. But it probably having something more interesting that we do not know that. As Saku, the Tsubaki Saku have been brought up once more time here. Let's get into the match 2 here between Wiki Kernel and Tsubaki-chan here. Let's go down to the paper here. First turn here. Yeah, I mean, should I say anything? Kino Yowler. Bear fight, I mean, so which of the bears going to die first? That would be a better question here. Put your bets right now on, write it somewhere, I don't know where. So, like this particular turn, I have no idea really. But as we can see, it looks at, yeah, they go pretty straightforward. They just try to do as much damage as possible here. And we do see that Tsubaki's Yowl is a slightly more bulky. Or Wiki Kernel's Kino is slightly less special attack. But it's only barely like 2%. There are 2% difference. Both show off here. Now is the question, which of the bears is going to leave here? And also there's a small difference as well in the stamina wise. There's almost roughly a %. So there's just a tiny bit difference between their stamina changes here. And as well on the HP. Wiki Kernel's have probably 1 point less or probably 2. But it's such a small changes that you barely notice it on the board here. But we do see Hedgedax is being brought in here instead. Decided to letting the other Jowler stay here. It is the energy Jowler! You cannot sleep the bear! You have woken up the bear, you have made the bear angry, you have made this kingdom angry, and it's buffed up now! It's been jerked! +3, +2 defense here, +2 attack as well. Oh, this Jowler. We are going for a long run here. Okay, so hedging out here. Hedging can still do good damage towards Kino, can still do solid damage towards Schween here and so on, but what is Wiki Kernel's idea here? Like, there's a +2 bear out there that's gonna be slapping someone in the face here. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to be the person standing there. We do see the Hellfire landing on the Jowler. It's doing basically nothing. Thanks to the team elusive, it just... Nah, I'm not gonna take any damage, but look at this Mashuk! From 100 down to 70.7%, it just clapped! Sorry, my clap were bad, but clap! Like that! Boom! Chakalaka! I think Tsubaki have enough now already, making sure this Jowler is getting stoned. He's gonna buff up himself now. Wow, man, this is a fantastic match. Such a fantastic match right now already, I can tell you that. But now is the question. I have the question, and I hope I can only say it once. How do you defeat this bear? I mean, if you don't let in your Kino die and try somehow to wiggle it down, but I mean, if this bear actually having hibernating and this wind is coming out, then actually using Blood Barrier, I mean, this Yowl is just gonna stand there forever. And what you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? I'm just gonna say that. And also, like, you kind of still need Mushuk here, though. Because if you're looking on the board right now, Mushuk is so strong into 4 out of 5 attempts. Of course, you can P-jabbing Jowler, but when you activate the comebacker, that Chook is more or less dead. So Wiki Kernel, you have to play carefully now. I mean, I probably shouldn't say you should play carefully. Like, get your Kino out there, do something, I don't know. I think that the only thing you can do, you have to go full aggression on the Jowler here, and that did roughly like 20% with the wastewater. This Hedgehog is not gone. Oh, it survived actually. That is good for that is good for Wiki to knowing that I have Hedgehog for one more turn. And this Jowler is down on 22.1% HP here. Here's the thing though. Tsubaki can just take it out there. Just making sure he's leaving the field there, letting someone else take the damage here. Kino coming in here, buffing up this very badly hurt Hedgen here. What is Carol having in mind here? What is in mind of the almighty Kernel thinking about here? Okay, so you can more or less sacking Hedgen here. Try to do damage on... Trying to at least do some damage on the Jowler here if it's able to take it off. However, the Fire Tornado is already reducing. The Hellfire probably won't be enough here. And I don't know if you really want to go for Microwave here. But we do see Jowler's being leaving the building here. And it's a Plasma Beam from this Hedgen. Perfect stamina. Nailed it completely. With the combo here of Plasma and Beta Burst down to 62%. But the Plague finished off the Hedgen here. Kernel down to 3 attempts here. What you gonna do now? What are you going to do now? Golds is out here. Just one problem, sir. The Dust Vortex is ready. Golds does not appreciate at all because it has such low defense and special defense. It is supposed to be the next Hulka, but the only problem is they forgot to paint him green. They paint him orange. If we're not talking about the Luma form, of course they painted him right, but now they painted him wrong. So we're just gonna pretend it is Hulkin right now, trying to do some good damage here. We see Kino coming in here, buffing up Shuin here, making sure Shuin can survive another hit here. We do see Hypnotize landing directly on the Kino in immunity against sleep here. Uppercut directly on the Shuin here. Without that buff, I believe that would have killed. But now Tsubaki is starting to buffing its support now, making sure Shuin lives another turn, making sure that Kino here doesn't die that soon. But there's just one problem for Wiki Kernel side. There is no chance that can do effectively damage towards Kino. Ghost can probably do some lightning attack here that can do solid damage, but it's weak to Kino. And Kino doesn't do much damage towards Kino either. So I'm guessing that there's only one bear that's gonna winning out of this the bear battle of death here. It's definitely probably gonna be Tsubaki's, even though that Wiki Kernels have much more HP here. And this time, previous game we saw that Sui never came out on the field until like the very end here. Now Saka had no interest in coming out there on the field here. We do see Giannis coming back in here, swapping out Kino here. We do see another sacrifice here. From game 1, on the sacrifice, and now we see sacrifice here from Queen, making sure it's really bulky Kino. That uppercut did nothing. You basically scratched it with a stick. That beta burst did so much damage, putting it below 50% another beta, and that Goldsy is gone. It even had double screen. Without it, it would probably be below 40%. And Jowl is back here on the field again. Wiki Kernel. I doubt you in the previous game. I don't want to doubt you this time either, but I don't, like, wow. I don't see you can... How are you gonna take out this now? How are you going? Oh, this is such a big issue for Kernel here. Okay, so Kernel really needs to focusing on that Jowler. Like, take that Jowler down quick as possible. But Goldsy can't stay there on the board. And Kernel decided to taking out the Jowler here, sacrificing the Goldsy here. Hopefully the Goldsy is doing enough damage to making sure that bear, that Jowler over there is dying. And the ocean actually, is it enough to take it out? No, it's standing there with 6.6%! It's just gonna stand there! And it's gonna, that's the only thing it's gonna do. It's just gonna stand there, beta bursting, and that plus special defense is saving Goldsy. Oh no, they're hibernating, just making it more annoying. When Kernel, we're like so close to the finish line. Tsubaki just said, nope! I'm just gonna add like 40% to my bear. Deal with it, like it or not. And we're back to how are you going to defeat a bear and a king that is completely buffed up here. They are so buffed up that I can't even see the moon from here. They are basically thick. There are 2 thick TemTeams here on the board. And just so you know, Kino is a pretty small and light TEM. But for some reason, now this Kino is pretty thick. It can't do a lot of damage here. Okay, so what is Goldsy going to do here? Sure, Goldsy can try to do some damage here on towards Jowler while it's been hibernating, freezing here. But once the Goldy's attack is done, Tsubaki is just gonna do another beta burst here, landing on the Goldsy, and the Goldsy is completely gone here. Kernel deciding here to swapping out, letting the other bear coming out here on the field, while Tsubaki taking his bear out, letting Sakus making some entrance here. Wiki Kernel's hypnotizing the new coming sucker here on the board here. Beta burst, putting it down below 50%, overexerting. Now Wiki Kernel have a turn to really think about how can I make my move most efficiency here. Okay, so you can definitely doing a fertilizing here from Kino side to Jowler. Just making sure that it is healthy. But Wiki Kernel deciding to take Kino back, letting Goldsy come back in here. Is this gonna be probably a sacrifice from Kernel side here? We do see Wolfie coming in over that overexerted Kino. We see a show off here with the Vigorize there. You had to do a lot of work in them. Mr. Bear. +2 attack with Vigorize, which means that any attack you're doing is being decreased like with 50%. So you're basically cutting any attack with 50%. So even though that you're having above Oshi Dash and you're having Savage Suplex that is having a lot of stamina, but it doesn't matter. It's just you're barely gonna notice any different on stamina bar here. Goals is going out here again, expecting a Tornado Plague or Dust Vortex landing on the Kino slot here, trying now to buff up here. So Kernel is thinking, okay, if you're going stall, I'm gonna try to build stall as well. And I think that is a visual bug here, because that Vigorize just disappeared from my screen here. But that Saku almost died of one Savage. Okay, so if actually Kernel were able to taking out that Saku with that Savage, that would have been pretty huge, because one, you wouldn't have lost 12% of the Kino, which means Kino can still stay for another turn here on the board, just actually being thinking about, okay, I can heal or I can try to hypnotizing the Wolfie here. Kino can still hypnotizing here if it's want to, but it decided to still healing up Jowler because it's thinking, okay, Jowler is my win condition here. And we do see actually the Ocean actually landing directly on the Wolf, and the Wolf is getting out of here. And Kino's falling down to the ground here, overexerted Jowler. Goals is in the back line, trying to come in, try to do whatever it can do. Tsubaki just standing there, being very happy salad. I mean, just look at his face, how happy it is. It's Goldsy versus the whole world right now. I mean, if Kino comes in on one of these losses, especially if it's just swap up Saku here for Kino, I mean, it's gonna be annoying here. But Goldsy were faster than Saku here, and Jowler doing a lot of that. Try to do some damage here, taking off at least taking off the Saku there, but losing Goldsy in the process. Jowler's down to himself, but the matcha Jowler giving it some stamina back here. Maybe there is a smallest, the tiniest, the little apple you can find in this world that maybe there's possible, but it's not. Even though with +2 defense, +2 special, I don't see it coming. It's dropped down to 20%. Lost another 20% there. A Savage Suplex here. Finish off the Jowler here. And Tsubaki sending Kernels back. What a match. Well played to both of these contestants. Amazing to see. Wiki Kernel starting off surprising all of us, winning the first match, but Tsubaki showing how to play Stall 101. If you want to buy that book, make sure you go buy to the tsubakistore.com and buy it right there. You only have to pay 1,113 pounds. I don't know how much the book costs. I haven't figured out this yet. And with that, Tsubaki is guaranteed to be in the top 8. Congratulations to Mr. Tsubaki! And also, congratulations to Wiki for actually being for playing this match. This is an amazing match. I have absolutely loved this match completely. And I'm just gonna making sure there is no more. There will coming up another match in about an hour, but I am not gonna be casting that. I'm gonna actually try to get some sleep here. But J Dragon versus Setsuna is gonna be battling later today. I do not know if we're having anyone that's gonna be casting that match, but if we do not have it, then unfortunately you will missing out the great match. But anyway, this has been a fantastic night, evening. Great matches of both of them here. I'm gonna sign off here. I am JT, aka Jaentan. I am pleasure to have you guys here, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and TemTeam up.